Greetings, everybody. Wanted to say hello wherever, whenever, and however you may be. Michael here. Today I want to talk about how to become centered. When we realize that any level of friction that comes our way is simply a reminder for us to become present, then we can begin the continuation of the conversation with the source. So, everything is an opportunity to have a Holy Communion with God. Everything, every experience, every thought, every action, every reaction, every response, every feeling, everything that you have gone through is meant for you to become you. So, if we acknowledge that everything comes from our Father, then we can begin with being less judgmental and more accepting. So, does that mean that we are not supposed to acknowledge dissonance? Or does it mean that we are not supposed to doubt the source, doubt the plan? So, if you claim to have faith, then what you can do is examine anything that comes your way, assess it, and then determine if you are going to choose to become more aware or remain at the level of awareness where you are. Every single moment of awareness, you are provided with a choice. And that choice is simple. It's either a 1 or a 0. It is that simple. When we try to figure out the reasons why, more often than not, we get confused. So we get frustrated. The frustration comes simply from a breakdown in communication between your consciousness and the one awareness. So, how do we re-examine or reconnect? Well, we find our 0 point and then we ask more questions. So what is the 0 point? The 0 point is our center. This is our foundation. This is our fundamental opportunity to become more aware. So, what we are best served to do is start with the premise that every piece of information, regardless of the form of energy that it takes, is data meant for you to accept and learn from. If you judge a person, place, or thing as being negative, then what'll happen is you place a barrier. You're not allowing that message to get through. And it's understandable to have these judgments. What we're typically doing is using our conscience to decipher between right and wrong. But even those words, right and wrong, or righteousness and evilness, those are judgmental terms. One indicates goodness or God, and the other indicates evilness, or we'll just say Satan. So there's lots of different names for the scapegoat: Lucifer, Satan, the devil. What we do, though, in placing these labels, because they're judgmental, are indicators that we're not ready to accept the message from that person, place, or thing. So recognize friction for what it is. It's just a reminder to become present. If you ignore the friction, ignore that data transmission, or deny from where it comes, then you're only going to allow that friction to grow, become irritating, and eventually quite painful. It's not until we reach our limit of pain that we wake up and start to ask more questions. The questions, however, are more often than not, why me? So, if you take the position of victimhood, then you are not taking responsibility for anything. You're going to place the blame on another person and miss out on the lesson at hand. So, recognize the friction, find your 0 point. Some people find their 0 point through prayer, some people find it through meditation, some people find it by simple appreciation. And I like to go through my 5 senses. So, what do you see? What sounds are you hearing? What aromas do you smell? What flavors do you taste? And what are you touching? If you accept all forms of energy from your 5 senses, you can then start processing using your brain. Your 6th sense organ is your brain, and this is where we filter between things that will make us more aware or things that will allow for us to remain at the level of awareness that we are currently residing. Okay? If we place a judgment on any of the data transmissions, you're going to place a barrier, a spiritual wall that's not going to let the information pass through. So, that's what I have for today. I love you guys. Feel free to ask me questions. everardmusic@gmail.com, EVRARD music@gmail.com. Visit my Instagram if you want to just see images, light forms that are representations of different forms of energy. My Instagram is at Everard Music. My YouTube channel, where I have videos of such ramblings as I have today, or just music, is Everard Music. And I will be soon offering a website, michaeleverard.com. So, have a peaceful now. Enjoy the process. And be grateful. And don't quit. All right. Love you guys.